We are wrapping up the week with a truly thrilling moment, Final Jeopardy. Today's category is capital cities. You can just feel the tension in the air as the contestants lean in, pencils ready, eyes focused on the board. The clue appears, and for the next 30 seconds, the studio seems to hold its breath. 30 seconds to possibly change everything. 30 seconds to etch your name into Jeopardy history. Josh Weichert in the middle is staring at the screen with that familiar mix of excitement and nerves. He came into Final Jeopardy with $5,600. Not the lead, not last place, right in the middle, where every decision counts. You can almost feel his thoughts racing. Do I wager? Should I go all in? Or play it safe? The host turns to Josh with a gentle smile. What did you come up with, Josh? Josh glances at his paper and reads aloud. What an amazing group of people. The crowd chuckles warmly, but the excitement doesn't fade. There's a sense of camaraderie in the studio. You can feel the shared admiration. Josh's choice, ISNT. Just about the correct answer. It's a reflection of his cautious yet thoughtful approach. Thank you so much, he says, as the host nods. We're happy to have you back. What did you wager, Josh? Josh shakes his head slightly. Nothing at all, he admits. That means his total remains $5,600. A safe move, preserving his middle position but also leaving room for the leaders to make dramatic swings. The tension in the room rises just a little bit. Across the stage, Matt Massey sits in second place with $5,800. Just barely ahead of Josh, but enough that the next few moves could make all the difference. He picks up his pencil, scribbles his answer, and with a quiet confidence announces, "What is Victoria?" With the host pauses, letting the answer sink in. And then comes the reveal, and that is one of them. Well done, British Columbia and the Seychelles. You can almost hear the subtle excitement ripple through the studio. Matt made the correct call, and his wager, he went for it, risking $5,800, doubling his total to an impressive $11,600. But the drama isn't over yet. At the far end of the stage, Stephen Olson is in first place with $25,800, thanks in part to a massive daily double wager earlier in the game. The crowd leans forward, the lights seem a little brighter, and the tension almost tangibly thickens. Can Stephen hold his lead? Did he have Victoria? The host asks, voice tinged with anticipation. Yes, he does, comes the answer. A cheer rises softly from the audience. But the clue had a twist. The other correct answer is St. John's, the capital of Newfoundland and Antigua and Barbuda. The stakes are high, and the tension of the moment hangs in the air. How much did you wager, Stephen? The host continues, almost whispering the question, letting the suspense build. The reveal is exhilarating, Stephen added. Stephen added $7,117, finishing the game with a stunning $32,917, catapulting him straight into the semifinals. It's a moment of triumph, a perfect blend of strategy and knowledge. You can almost feel the adrenaline in Stephen's veins, that mix of relief and excitement, knowing he has earned a spot in the next round. The host smiles warmly. Great game, Stephen, congratulations. Even as the lights dim slightly and the crowd claps, there's a promise of more drama to come. We have one more quarter-final game to play, the host says, but you'll have to wait until Monday to see who will advance. Have a great weekend. And just like that, the curtain closes on today's thrilling Final Jeopardy round. But for fans, the excitement doesn't end. Every wager, every clue, every moment of hesitation, these are the small dramas that make Jeopardy unforgettable. Don't want to miss a moment. Hit the subscribe button below and make sure you follow us on our socials. That way, you'll be ready for the next wave of tension, strategy, and sheer trivia brilliance. That Final Jeopardy moment, the energy in the studio, the way the audience settles after the reveal, it's electrifying. But beyond the buzz, if you look closely, you see the pure strategy unfolding on that stage. Every single choice the contestants make tells a story. It's a delicate balance of risk, knowledge, and pure gut instinct. Take Josh sitting there in the middle. He might have played it safe today. In a game like Jeopardy, playing it safe isn't always glamorous, but survival is sometimes just as important as victory. Then you have Matt. Matt's confident wagers showed us that sometimes you just have to be bold, and sometimes that boldness pays off handsomely. And Stephen came in with the lead, and his calculated risk-taking made him absolutely the one to watch from the start. But let's step back for a moment and look at the category itself. Capital cities. It sounds deceptively simple, doesn't it? At first glance, you might think, oh, it's just memorizing geography. Just imagine yourself in that contested chair. The camera is locked onto your face. The studio lights feel like they're warming up the whole room. and the pressure, it's like the air is physically compressing around you. That 30-second countdown isn't just a timer running down, it's a heartbeat. What's your strategy in that moment? Do you wager everything, aiming for pure glory? Or do you play it conservatively, secretly hoping that the others might falter? Let's take a closer look at Matt Massey's critical moment. He was sitting at $11,600. Every contestant up there has a whole story unfolding internally, a tiny microcosm of triumph, hesitation, and of course, hope. Meanwhile, Steven Olsen's journey this round really illustrates how risk can totally redefine the leaderboard. After correctly nailing that daily double earlier, he had built himself a pretty impressive cushion. But Final Jeopardy is a beast of its own. One misstep, one wrong wager, and even a commanding lead like his can evaporate in moments. When the host asked Steven, "How much did you wager?" the studio, I swear, seemed to collectively hold its breath. Steven's wager of $7,117 was more than just a number. It was a seriously calculated gamble that ultimately sealed his advancement into the semifinals. You can almost visualize Steven's entire thought process in that moment. I've studied, I've prepared, I know the capitals, but which one will they choose to test me right now? Which one could actually tip the scales? And then, when the correct answers are finally revealed, Victoria and St. John to relief and excitement, mixed together in a subtle, almost cinematic moment of pure triumph. That's the kind of victory that isn't just about the money. It's about the artistry of playing the game strategically and playing it confidently. Beyond the numbers and the correct answers, what makes Jeopardy so captivating is that essential human element. Each contestant gives us glimpses into their personality under extreme pressure. Josh's thoughtful restraint, Matt's confident surge forward, Steven's calculated dominance. They all represent different approaches to the exact same high-stakes challenge. And for us, the audience watching at home, it's a masterclass in decision-making under stress. It shows us exactly how knowledge, intuition, and perfect timing intersect in the most dramatic ways. The commentary doesn't just end when the credits roll. Behind the scenes, the contestants are reviewing their own strategies, constantly wondering, could I have done better? Did I risk enough? Did I hold back too much? These questions linger. They create suspense for the future rounds, and they add so much depth to every single on-screen moment we see. As this week's excitement winds down, the host reminds everyone what's coming next. Another quarterfinal game awaits on Monday. The anticipation builds not just for the semifinals, but for witnessing how these incredibly bright players evolve, adapt, and respond to brand new challenges. Even in these quieter moments, the narrative continues. It's a profound test of poise, preparation, and nerve, and that, truly, is exactly why millions around the world tune in, week after week, to see how knowledge and strategy collide in real time. Thanks for watching. As we look ahead to the semifinals, the excitement multiplying is almost palpable. Today's Final Jeopardy. Results weren't just numbers flashing on a scoreboard, they were a masterclass in strategy, composure, and raw knowledge under pressure. Steven Olsen, with his commanding total of $32,917, has secured a significant lead. Walking into the next round is the clear but if history teaches us anything in the world of competitive trivia, it's that even the most confident leader can face stunning surprises in the next round. The semifinals are a crucially relentless testing ground where preparation meets pure unpredictability. Josh Weichert and Matt Massey, though they didn't take the top spot today, are not out of the running by any means. They carry vital lessons earned through hard-fought experience. Josh's conservative, cautious approach shows the wisdom of self-preservation in a high-stakes game. Meanwhile, Matt's bold wager demonstrates how timing and sheer confidence can dramatically shift a position in mere seconds. Both players will return to face entirely new clues, new wagers, and huge new opportunities to shine. You can almost feel their minds working right now, reviewing past mistakes, refining their timing, and mentally preparing for the colossal challenge that awaits. Let's imagine the semifinal stage for a moment. The lights are brighter. The cameras are closer. The stakes are undeniably higher. The audience is held captive in a mix of quiet anticipation and eager excitement. Each contestant knows, deep down, that a single correct or incorrect response can entirely alter the trajectory of their game, maybe even the trajectory of their lives. In this high-pressure environment, Every single detail counts, from the phrasing of a clue to the rhythmic pace of the hostess' questions, right down to the milliseconds it takes to finally decide on a wager. Stephen, sitting at the front with his impressive total, has a major choice ahead: continue playing the aggressively confident game that got him here, or pivot to strategically protect his newfound lead. For a player of his caliber, the decision is almost instinctual. He reviews the categories, calculates the probabilities, and assesses risk versus reward in real time. That, right there, is the true brilliance of Jeopardy. It's not simply what you know, it's how you act on that knowledge under intense, unrelenting pressure. Meanwhile, Josh and Matt are meticulously reviewing every facet of their own strategies. They know the absolute importance of every wager, every buzzer press, every response. One miscalculation could mean total elimination. Yet, there's also the palpable thrill of possibility, the chance to completely overturn expectations and seize a stunning, surprising victory. That tension, that delicate balance between crippling risk and glorious reward, is exactly what keeps millions of viewers glued to their screens. The audience, whether they're in the studio or sitting at home, feels every single heartbeat of the game. You can virtually sense the contestants' anticipation as the host announces the categories, innocently teasing the intellectual challenges to come. And every correct response, every successful daily double wager, sends electrifying waves of excitement surging through both the studio and living rooms worldwide. Let us take a moment to truly reflect on the sheer skill it takes to dominate in Jeopardy. It's not just about simple memorization. It requires complex pattern recognition, lightning speed, rock-solid composure, and razor-sharp intuition. Each contestant is simultaneously a dedicated scholar, a masterful strategist, and a world-class performer. The game tests their raw intellect and their ability to act decisively, often within the span of just a few seconds. Stephen's journey so far is the perfect case study of how meticulous preparation and unflappable competence combine to produce outstanding results. His careful study, his smart daily double wagers, and his strategic risk-taking in Final Jeopardy have positioned him perfectly as a semi-finalist. But that journey is far, far from over. Every single clue in the semi-finals will carry the potential for immense drama, the pure thrill of triumph, or the sudden sting of disappointment. For Josh and Matt, the lessons learned in the last round will be absolutely invaluable. They've seen firsthand how even a seemingly safe strategy can preserve opportunity, while calculated risks can catapult a player right into the lead. The semi-finals will demand both courage and insight. Each contestant must successfully balance knowledge, timing, and intuition to navigate the ever-shifting landscape of the competition. And what about us, the audience? Every second of gameplay is an invitation to think along, to anticipate, and to experience the emotional roller coaster right alongside the competitors. That is what makes Jeopardy timeless: its ability to brilliantly combine high intellect, intense suspense, and compelling human drama in a way that is universally engaging. The stakes have truly never been higher. From the middle seat to the front row, every single decision counts. Every correct response builds unstoppable momentum. Every mistake can be utterly pivotal. And in that delicate high-wire balance, the true beauty of Jeopardy is revealed. It's not just a quiz show, it's a masterclass in poised strategy and brilliant quick thinking. When the semifinals begin, who will rise to the challenge and who might stumble under the intense pressure? As the studio lights dim for the day, you can almost sense the contestants' minds still racing. Plans for the next game, wagers being calculated in their heads, strategies being refined. These moments off camera are just as critical as the seconds they spend in the spotlight. For fans, the anticipation of the semifinals becomes almost unbearable, a promise of drama and excitement that will continue to unfold. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to follow for all the tournament updates. As we stand on the brink of the semifinals, it's easy to get lost in the numbers, the scores, the pure data of the game. But tonight, let's pull back the curtain and look at the people behind the podiums. Each contestant brings more than just knowledge. They bring a story, a personality, and a unique strategy that breathes life into every answer. Take Josh White. His performance is a masterclass in quiet strength. He proves that you don't always need aggressive plays to win. His choice to wager nothing in Final Jeopardy might have looked cautious, but it was a calculated move to preserve opportunity. In a game this intense, sometimes the smartest decision is knowing when to hold back. That kind of thinking could be his secret weapon in the rounds to come. Then there's Matt Massey, the embodiment of confidence and perfect timing. His bold wager paired with a correct answer wasn't just a lucky guess. It was a display of pure courage and deep knowledge. Matt understands the rhythm of the game, that delicate dance between risk and reward in the moments that matter most. That instinct, that feel for the game, is just as crucial as knowing the trivia itself. And Stephen Olson. Watching him is like watching a true master at work. His ability to read the board, gauge risk, and stay completely composed under immense pressure is what sets him apart. When he added that precise $7,117 to his score, it wasn't a random number. It was a calculated, intelligent decision reflecting both his knowledge and his strategic mind. It's the kind of move that has us all on the edge of our seats, our hearts beating in time with the final reveal. Now, imagine the semifinals. The stakes are higher, the lights are brighter, and the pressure is so thick you can feel it through the screen. Every single decision, every buzz, every wager could be the one that sends a contestant home or punches their ticket to the finals. This isn't just a quiz, it's a high-stakes mental chess match. It's about anticipating your opponents, calculating odds in a split second, and trusting your gut when everything is on the line. Every daily double, every final Jeopardy clue is a pivot point where fortunes can be made or lost. You see it in their eyes, the flicker of confidence, the shadow of doubt. You can almost hear them thinking, do I risk it all for the lead or play it safe? That tension is what makes this game so captivating. Think about today's final Jeopardy category, capital cities. Sounds simple, right? But under the ticking clock and the glare of studio lights, a straightforward category becomes a crucible of nerve and reflex. Memory has to be instant. A moment's hesitation can cost you everything. Even the most prepared mind can stumble when the pressure's on. As we look ahead, the contestants are doing the same. Right now, they're behind the scenes, reviewing strategies, running scenarios, and mentally preparing for what's next. These quiet moments of focus are just as important as their time on stage. Preparation is the invisible thread connecting today's performance to tomorrow's victory. And we, the fans, are right there with them. We're speculating, predicting, playing along from our living rooms. We share in the thrill of a correct answer and the sting of a wrong one. It's this shared experience, this connection between the stage and the audience, that turns a game show into a cinematic story of human intellect and emotion. Ultimately, it all comes down to the wager. It's not just about knowing the answer. It's about knowing how much to risk. Josh's caution kept him in the game. Matt's boldness propelled him forward. Stephen's strategy secured his victory. Each wager is a window into their character, a snapshot of nerve and intellect under pressure. The semi-final stage is set. The players are ready, and the world is holding its breath. Who will take the ultimate risk, and who will play it safe? The lessons from today will shape the drama of tomorrow. Get ready, because the most intense moments are still to come. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to follow for more analysis as we head into the finals. The semi-finals are finally here. The stage is alive, buzzing with anticipation. Under the bright studio lights, the contestants take their seats as a hush falls over the audience. The energy is electric. After weeks of intense preparation, every decision is now magnified, every wager crucial. Stephen Olsen enters with the confidence of a seasoned player. His past success a solid foundation for the challenge ahead. Josh Weikert and Matt Massey sit with pure determination, each carrying the lessons of previous rounds, knowing that even a tiny misstep could change everything. As the host reveals today's categories, the excitement in the studio becomes palpable. Each category is an opportunity, a challenge, a chance for dramatic swings and momentum. The first round begins, and the tension is immediately visible on the contestants' faces. They buzz in with laser-like precision, recalling facts in real time. Every correct response adds to the suspense. Every moment of hesitation is a potential game changer. Stephen's strategy is clear. Maintain his lead, but capitalize on every chance to increase his total. Josh's approach is measured, careful, but ready to strike when the right clue appears. Matt is dynamic, bold, and willing to take risks to leap ahead. By the mid-game mark, the totals begin to tell a story. Stephen continues to hold a strong lead, but this game is far from decided. Matt has gained serious momentum through strategic daily double wagers, and Josh has made calculated plays to stay competitive. The audience is completely drawn in, reacting to each buzz and each correct answer. The studio feels alive with the rhythm of knowledge, strategy, and raw human drama. When the final Jeopardy round is announced, the intensity reaches its peak. The category is displayed, World Rivers. Just 30 seconds now separate the contestants from potential glory or heartbreak. Each one writes their answer, pencils flying across their sheets, hearts racing, minds calculating the perfect wager. You can almost feel the pressure, the suspense, and the anticipation vibrating through the room. Josh decides to wager conservatively, protecting his standing. Matt takes a calculated risk, hoping for a massive leap ahead if he's right. Stephen, confident but cautious, weighs the potential reward against the risk, a delicate balance that will define the outcome. 30 seconds feel like an eternity as the countdown begins. The host moves down the line, starting with Josh. What did you come up with, Josh? Josh reads aloud, calm yet focused. What is the Nile? A correct response. Paired with a careful wager, it preserves his position while leaving room for the others to challenge him. Matt's answer follows. What is the Amazon? Another strong response. His bold wager pays off, moving him closer to Stephen's lead. The tension is almost unbearable as the audience reacts to each reveal, the stakes tangible in every single heartbeat. Finally, Stephen Olsen announces, "What is the Yangtze?" A correct answer. Paired with a perfectly calculated wager, it secures his lead and demonstrates his absolute mastery of strategy and knowledge under pressure. His performance in the semifinals cements him as a formidable player, ready to advance to the finals. The crowd erupts in applause, recognizing not just the winner but the skill, poise, and strategy that make this game a true test of intellect and nerve. Each contestant has displayed remarkable composure, turning simple facts into a narrative of human determination and intelligence. Beyond the scores, these moments reveal the real artistry of the game. Every wager, every pause, every glance is part of a larger story. This semi-final round was more than a competition. It was a lesson in decision-making, focus, and the sheer thrill of intellectual challenge. The stage clears, the lights dim, and the contestants prepare for the final battle ahead. With the finals on the horizon, who will rise as the ultimate Jeopardy champion? The journey is far from over, and the excitement for what comes next is undeniable. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to see how this incredible story unfolds. The semifinals are over, but for the contestants, the real game has just begun. As they leave the studio, their minds are already deep in the next phase. Stephen Olsen, after a flawless performance, walks into the finals with confidence. But even a frontrunner knows that this last battle will test every single skill he has spent months honing. Speculating on strategies, predicting categories, and sharing in the thrill. It's this collective anticipation that turns Jeopardy from a simple game show into a shared global experience, a story we all watch unfold together. Intellect, suspense, and human emotion, all converging on one stage. Back in the studio, the atmosphere is tense with meticulous preparation. Every light, every camera angle, every detail is fine-tuned to build the suspense. The board is set, the contestants are briefed, and the audience holds its breath. For Stephen, this is the culmination of weeks of intense study and strategic gameplay. This final round isn't just about what he knows. It's about his ability to think on his feet under immense pressure. As the final game begins, you can feel the tension in the air. The camera sweeps across the contestants, capturing the subtle tells, a tightening jaw, a focused gaze, the slight shifts that betray the lightning-fast calculations happening inside their heads. The first correct answers build momentum, but even a moment's hesitation can change everything. Stephen's performance is nothing short of impressive. He buzzes in with authority, answers with precision, and moves through the board with a masterful blend of intuition and cold, hard strategy. Each correct response just turns up the suspense, every wager a mini-drama playing out in real time. Even though they're not in the running for the top prize anymore, Josh and Matt still embody the very essence of what makes this game so captivating. Focus, strategic thinking, and intellectual agility. Their calculated moves are a powerful reminder that Jeopardy is about more than just winning. It's about playing the game with integrity, wit, and skill. Every contestant adds another layer to the story, creating a narrative that resonates far beyond the studio walls. And then, the moment we've all been waiting for. The final Jeopardy category is revealed. Historic inventions. The clock starts its 30-second countdown. The stage falls silent, the only sound the scratching of pencils on paper as contestants figure out their wagers, balancing risk against reward. Every single second is crucial. The host's voice cuts through the silence, pens down. It's a cinematic moment, the tension so thick you could slice it with a knife. Stephen wrote his answer quickly, confidently. He's recalling facts, weighing the odds, and making a wager designed for both security and victory. This one final move captures the soul of Jeopardy. Knowledge, strategy, and pure composure under fire. As the host begins to reveal the answers, the entire audience leans in. The correct responses confirm what we've seen all along. Stephen's mastery is undeniable. His strategy was flawless, his composure unshakable. He navigated the treacherous waters of the semifinals and finals with a combination of raw intellect and savvy risk-taking that few could ever match. The crowd erupts. It's more than just a win. It's the triumphant peak of focus, preparation, and nerves of steel. But the story doesn't end here. Next week, we'll break down the champion's strategies, and new challengers will rise to take their shot. As the show concludes, we're left to reflect on what we've just witnessed. Jeopardy is more than a quiz. It's a showcase of human courage, sharp decision-making, and intellectual power in action. Each wager, each right answer, each moment of doubt becomes a part of a story that continues long after the final buzzer sounds. For fans, this finale is a perfect reminder of why this show has captivated us for decades. It's the ultimate blend of suspense, strategy, and smarts, all wrapped up in compelling human drama. The lights dim, the host congratulates Steven, and the audience gives a standing ovation. The journey has been incredible, a cinematic arc of tension, strategy, and triumph. As these contestants look toward their next adventures, whether in future games or in life, the lessons from this week will linger. Knowledge is power, strategy is king, and composure under pressure is what defines a true champion. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the world of Jeopardy! As the studio lights dim and the final applause echoes, there's a quiet moment to reflect on the journey we just witnessed. Jeopardy! Is so much more than a game show. It's a living narrative of human intellect, strategy, and pure resilience. Each contestant's story, from their cautious wagers to those nail-biting bold gambles, weaves together a tapestry of suspense and inspiration. Steven Olsen's victory is a masterclass, not just in knowledge, but in preparation and composure. Watching him navigate both the semifinals and finals, it's crystal clear that success on this stage demands more than memorizing facts. It requires foresight, adaptability, and an unshakable mind under intense pressure. Every daily double, every final Jeopardy wager, every split-second decision reveals the subtle artistry of competitive strategy. Yet, the stories of Josh Weikert and Matt Massey are just as compelling. Josh's methodical, calculated approach and Matt's courageous, is as much about character and decision-making as it is about simple recall. Is a chance to witness human problem-solving in real time. Challenging contestants across a vast spectrum of knowledge. The board, with its escalating point values, creates natural tension and thrilling narrative arcs within each episode, and the host's calm, engaging guidance allows us to follow along, analyzing and anticipating the next strategic move right alongside them. As we look back on this week's competition, a few key themes emerge. First, preparation is everything. Contestants who study diligently, anticipate challenges, and think strategically gain a decisive advantage. Second, risk management is absolutely vital. Knowing when to wager conservatively and when to take that bold gamble can define the entire outcome. And third, composure under pressure makes all the difference between success and a missed opportunity. The ability to maintain focus in the spotlight, with cameras rolling and millions watching, is a skill that transcends triviities, a lesson for life itself. The audience at home also plays such a vital role in the Jeopardy! Experience. Millions of viewers share the suspense, the excitement, and the intellectual engagement of each round. Families gather, friends compete mentally with the contestants, and viewers around the globe are inspired to challenge their own knowledge. This communal engagement transforms Jeopardy! From a simple game show into a true cultural phenomenon. And while today's champions celebrate, the next wave of competitors is already preparing, ready to test their knowledge, nerves, and strategy in the weeks ahead. Reflecting on the highs and lows of the week, you see how every contestant, every wager, Steven's careful dominance, Matt's daring moves, and Josh's thoughtful play create a story that's both instructive and inspiring. From a cinematic perspective, the show's pacing, lighting, and audience reactions enhance every single moment. The dramatic pauses, the quick-fire buzzer rounds, and the tense final Jeopardy! Reveals create a rhythm that keeps us all on the edge of our seats. Strategic commentary and reflective narration, both from the host and from us mentally participating at home, transform each game into a compelling story. As the credits approach and the studio quiets down, the lessons remain. Knowledge is power, yes, but in Jeopardy! Intellect is paired with strategy, timing, and emotional resilience. The game celebrates those qualities in a way that's universally relatable. Contestants leave not only with winnings but with experiences that sharpen both their mind and their character. We, the viewers, leave inspired, challenged, and entertained, ready to test our own knowledge and consider how strategy and composure play a role in our own lives. The week concludes with a sense of completion, yet the anticipation for the next round builds immediately. The finals await, new challenges are coming, and the stories of both past and future contestants continue to unfold. For fans, each episode is a perfect microcosm of strategy, suspense, and triumph, an ideal combination of intellect and drama. And so, as the lights fade and the studio empties, the narrative of this week's Jeopardy! Journey settles into Mamiria's story of skill, nerve, and the timeless thrill of the game. Knowledge, strategy, and courage have converged in a spectacular display, leaving us all inspired, entertained, and eager for what comes next. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the games we love. The lights dim, the buzzers go silent, but the energy of this week's Jeopardy! Competition absolutely lingers. Our contestants gave everything they had. Every single move, every wager, every answer woven together into a remarkable tapestry of strategy, deep knowledge, and pure suspense. Stephen Olsen emerged as a truly shining example of mastery under pressure. His performance was that perfect blend of preparation, raw intellect, and the courage to take big risks when they mattered most. But the real story this week is richer than just a single winner. Every contestant, every single moment of play, created drama, inspiration, and a shared sense of excitement that we all felt as viewers. The journey from the semifinals right through to the finals was an absolute masterclass in human decision-making. We watched strategy meet opportunity, knowledge tested under brutal time constraints, and nerves pushed to the absolute limit under the bright studio lights. Each contestant revealed not just what they knew, but who they were, their detailed thought processes, their personal risk tolerance, and their incredible ability to stay calm when the stakes were highest. Stephen's ultimate success beautifully demonstrates how confidence and meticulous preparation converge to create true victory. Yet, the compelling lessons we learn from Josh Weikert and Matt Massey remind us that careful strategy and even bold, aggressive risk-taking are equally valuable paths. Each journey provides critical insight into the game's nuanced dynamics, how wagers instantly shift momentum, how deep dives into categories reveal hidden strengths, and how timing can truly be just as crucial as knowing the right answer itself. For us, the viewers, the entire experience was utterly immersive. The tension, the carefully calculated risks, and those intellectual challenges weren't confined just to the studio. We followed along, we felt the tension, and let's be honest, we mentally placed our own wagers right along with them. We become participants in a narrative that perfectly blends human skill with the ultimate thrill of competition, creating a shared story of triumph, learning, and unforgettable suspense. Reflecting on this entire week, a few core themes really stand out. First, preparation is absolutely vital. Second, composure under pressure is paramount. And third, courage often defines that crucial edge between massive success and a painful near miss. Every single contestant showed flashes of brilliance, moments of hesitation, and instances of incredible audacity. It was an unfolding drama that is as educational as it is deeply entertaining. And while this spectacular week concludes, the next wave of Jeopardy! Challengers is already preparing, ready to test their knowledge, their strategy, and their nerves. Who will rise next? The cinematic rhythm of the week, from the lightning-fast buzzer rounds to the heart-stopping reveals in Final Jeopardy! Offers a powerful lesson in narrative tension. The peaks and the pauses, the reflective moments, and those sudden bursts of excitement keep us all engaged and deeply invested. Every choice made by a contestant ripples outward, influencing not just the game's outcome but also how we, the viewers, experience suspense and resolution. As the camera pans over the empty studio floor now, the lights dimming, you can almost sense the lingering energy of a week spent in intense intellectual competition. The contestants depart with impressive winnings and life-changing experiences. The audience leaves inspired, and the show itself leaves a lasting impression, a celebration of intellect, sharp strategy, and raw courage. Finally, as we look forward, Jeopardy! Constantly reminds us that the thrill of knowledge truly never ends. Every new week brings new categories, new brilliant contestants, and new opportunities for strategy, risk, and triumph. Today's powerful story, Stephen's calculated mastery, Matt's bold, aggressive moves, and Josh's careful, steady play serves as a perfect blueprint for what makes Jeopardy! Absolutely timeless. Suspense, intellect, and intense human drama woven into one seamless, unforgettable narrative. So, whether you are a contestant in waiting, a casual viewer, or a devoted fan, there is one final crucial takeaway. Jeopardy! Is a game of knowledge, courage, and composure, and every single moment matters. The journey continues, the lessons endure, and the thrill of the very next game is already just around the corner. Thank you so much for joining us this week here on Jeopardy! Do not miss a single moment of the action. Hit that subscribe button, follow us on all social media platforms, and stay tuned for the next incredible chapter of knowledge, strategy, and pure excitement.